All right, so I guess for some reason we have our, IGN decided to have some beef with the general public.
Was there really anything? Like, did they? Was this prompted by anything?
I don't know. All I know is 3 months ago they had an article.
This was 3 months ago.
Hold on. There was an article 3 months ago explaining the process of how they got so many 7 out of 10s. And it was a pretty decent article, kind of forgettable. It's just basically like, we get people who like these types of games to review these types of games. It's not monetarily viable to have multiple people review the same games to get different perspectives.
That makes sense.
This all makes sense. This is all totally fine, by the way. I think this is a totally fine approach. They also can't review every game because there's too many games. So it was kind of just like, they kind of, I still think it's weird that there's so many 7 out of 10s.
It does seem like a very arbitrary number at this point.
Yeah, because they kind of just treat 7 out of 10 as like the average.
Yeah. And
thus everyone thinks a 7 out of 10 is an average thing.
Which is not how number scaling works.
Yeah.
Like if we were to be accurate, that would be 5.
Yeah, it'd be 5.
5 would be the
but like
average.
Anything under 7's like the bad game.
Yeah.
IGN. And it was fine. I don't think anyone complained. I don't think anyone did anything. But then they made like a TikTok for Twitter, like a short video. Very scripted. With Dan Stapleton. And now we got a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Now, he basically just, goes on and says, there was 10,000 games released this year. And it's like, I can't even name 10,000 games. It's like, yeah, so there's no way for us to review it, right?
We should name 10,000 games right now.
Mega Man 1, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, Mega Man 4, Mega Man 5, Mega Man 6, Mega Man 7, Mega Man 8, Mega Man 9, Mega Man 11, Mega Man X, Mega Man X2, Mega Man X3, Mega Man X4, Mega Man X5. I'm not going to keep doing that.
Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy 3.
Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy 10-2, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 13-2, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13.
See, why aren't we just working for IGN at this point? We'd be better than them.
Ooh, Bazinga. So then they said, kind of off-putting, it's like, how do we determine how we review games? We do it by Google searches. We do it by what looks good. We do it by what we do. And it was a very weird way to avoid we beg publishers for codes and we get them. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why they got to do that. Just say they give us the review codes and we review them. It's not that hard. I really doubt, when Street Fighter 6 is going to come out, IGN's going to be looking like, what are the Google searches for the critically acclaimed series Street Fighter's new entries, Street Fighter? They're going to review Street Fighter 6. This is a no-brainer, okay? So then they said the line. Now, first of all this was fine beforehand. All harmless.
Yeah, I would say so.
Nothing wrong, valid opinions. Then he said,
why are the scores always a 7 or above?
So if people are actually interested in the game and it looks good, most of the time it ends up being good, which is our definition of a 7. 7 means good. Of course, there are exceptions, Gotham Knights, but think about it this way. If you've never heard of the game, we probably wouldn't review it, and it probably isn't that good anyway.
If you never heard of the game, we probably didn't play it, and it probably wasn't that good anyway. And to which the scripted person interviewing him in the obviously scripted video said, that makes sense.
Does it, though?
No!
Does that really make sense?
No! I understand you can't review every game.
Yeah. That's just feasible. That's just not feasible. That doesn't make sense. How many critics does IGN have?
I genuinely don't know. Hold on.
The answer is probably not enough.
Yes, of course. It's always not enough.
Because again, what did you say? There was something like 2,000-3,000 games that came out.
10,000 in 2020.
It's not feasible to review 10,000 games in 1 year.
Yeah, and it also doesn't help when you divert your resources to review movies at the game studio.
Also that. We're not talking about that right now. So what were we saying? Sorry.
There's not enough people for all the games that are out, which is totally fine. But to just blatantly said, if you didn't hear it, it wasn't good anyway. Okay, you know what, Dave? Let's just do this. The year is, let's say, 1990.
Okay, I'm listening.
The year's 1990.
Okay.
Right? Let's just say movie critics all did this. Like Siskel and Ebert all of them did it, right? And they said the same exact thing. They did not have the access to information right there. So, stupid idiot sees Evil Dead 2 and goes, wait, they didn't hear that good movie? So I guess it's not good anyway? Do you know how, if we just applied the same to movies, how absolutely brain dead of a sentence that Dan Stapleton said? Like, at a time where we're flooded with Marvel movies shoved in our faces, no one knew Everything Everywhere All at Once before it came out.
No, that was purely through word of mouth.
Purely through word of mouth. But don't worry, if you never heard of it, it probably wasn't good anyway. You know, Oscar award-winning movie that only got through word of mouth and not critics.
Yeah.
So, like, that's already stupid. So now let's apply it to games. We made a little list.
Just a tiny little list. It's not extensive, but there's enough there that we can prove IGN wrong.
So here's a notable list of games that are either good or IGN was completely late for and only reviewed them when they became popular. All right? So not at all. Dusk, no review. Indie game Demon Turf, it's a platformer, very good. Not there. They did not do Dawn of the Monster.
Disappointing, IGN. How dare you? How dare you question the logic of one such as me, host of Talking Toku?
Shameless plug. In the description below.
I'm gunning for you, IGN.
DCME award winner Faith the Unholy Trinity.
Nothing.
No review.
Not a single dang thing.
Almost all the Five Nights at Freddy's do not have IGN reviews.
The only one was what? Security Breach,
Breach,
which is the latest and the first one to come to launch on console.
Signalis did not have one.
Nope.
Yeah, it took them a year to review Among Us because they waited for the Switch port instead of playing it on PC.
Makes no sense.
They also, were a month behind reviewing Undertale, which leads me to believe they only cared once it got big. Otherwise, they would have not reviewed it. Our point here, especially on those last two, everyone knows Undertale. They were not going to review Undertale at first until it got big.
Until it got big.
So
it was purely bandwagoning.
So let's just use that man's logic. If they didn't hear of Undertale, then Undertale must not be good. Are you high? Are you actually high? Like, unironically, in video game history, just go and say Undertale's not good. I get it if you don't like the stuff, but like, it's a very influential game.
Yeah.
That's very popular.
I mean, how many indie RPGs post Undertale have just kind of aped a lot of what Undertale did?
A good amount.
A lot of them.
Yeah, in fact, it brought meta gameplay back more than Stanley
Exactly.
Parable did. So, stupid take. Absolutely dumb. And, you know, we looked up some IGN reviews. And you know what? There's a lot of really bad ones. But I think this is one that Dan Stapleton did himself. He reviewed The Last Prey game. He gave it a 4 out of 10 because his save got corrupted. So, I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to be like, oh, he's not trustworthy. But if he's just going to be that insulting to games that he's never heard of.
So here's the thing. Like, I can partially, and when I say partially, I mean it like very, very small part of me, partially understand that because it's a review, you're a critic, you're giving, you are talking about your own personal experience with the game.
Yeah.
However, having your saved corrupt, while it sucks, that's not part of the game.
Yeah, that's a bug that you critique.
You just say, oh yeah, it's kind of buggy. But no, I hated it because this exact thing happened.
And like,
Why don't you just play the game and judge that and do that?
Yeah. But yeah, no.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that like, this is ridiculous. I know everyone apes on IGN reviews, and we're trying to come at this with a different angle because everyone's like, well, you know, soy jacking. It's like, look, hypocrisy.
I mean, it's the meme, IGN bad.
But like, I don't think that this is like classic IGN bad. I think that quote is deliberately disrespectful to all indie games and most art in general.
It legitimately is. Like you said, you could say that about movies and be dumb.
It's said about music and be dumb.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I never heard of Aphex Twins. I guess they're not good.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean one of the most influential electronic artists ever made that in the underground scene?
Yeah, literally. Like, how many genres of music nowadays subsist solely on their underground scene?
Yeah,
a lot of them.
That's how 100 Gex started.
How many thousands upon thousands of underground death metal bands are there?
So many.
So literally, like every state has their own underground death metal scene.
Yeah. How do you think gangster rap started? That was all underground.
Oh, no. But if we don't review it, it's not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. So like, it's such a ridiculous premise as a reviewer, which leads me to suspect that he's not like the best reviewer. It's just such a juvenile take. Like, I would have said that when I was like 13.
And how old is he? Just out of curiosity. We'll compare and contrast, see how old he is compared to us, and then we'll take his job.
Oh, and for those who don't know who, he was born in 1980.
Okay.
So that would mean he's 40-something.
Okay.
Now, note, and to top it all off, he is IGN's director of reviews. He is the head of all the reviews at IGN with such a juvenile take.
That's concerning.
It's very concerning. Since then, IGN has deleted this video and its existence off.
To
the point where
gone. Infinity Gauntlet snapped.
Gone.
It's gone.
But don't worry, I found some dude soy wojacking enough to steal all the footage. I had to find pieces of the video you saw. I had to find it in someone's reaction video. Because they wiped this clean.
There's like that's like the only remnant of it on the internet.
Yeah, at the moment. But yeah. Silly, pathetic, dumb, and of course, try better not being juvenile with art.